Well, welcome to the Redmen TV. It's transfer news daily. It's that time of the year, of course, the January transfer window is open, where we'll be talking through each day all the latest rumours around Liverpool Football Club. More outs than in today. The stories we'll be discussing are Jacob Murphy, Norwich's 21-year-old winger. Emil Forsberg, that seems to have moved on since yesterday and since Paul spoke about it. Kevin Stewart as well, bids coming in for him left, right and centre. And finally, Pedro Chirivella as well. Obviously, we do this in more depth and detail on the redmentv.com. We'll be filming a transfer news roundup show today, a Reds transfer news roundup show today. We got me, we got Paul, we got Steele. We'll be doing 45 minutes to an hour on all of the ins and outs that have been rumoured over the last week. So do sign up for that. I suppose to get straight into it then, Squawker, and if you watch Paul's video yesterday, the stat site, the one that's really hard to spell, are now reporting that Spurs are due to battle Liverpool for Norwich winger Jacob Murphy, who's played 21 times this season for Norwich, who are in 12th place, I think, in the Championship, having a little bit of a struggle after a really good start to the season. Murphy's been one of the shining lights, to be perfectly honest with you. He's got 5 goals and 5 assists in those 21 appearances. It's rumoured as well that, you know, he could be bought by Liverpool in January and loaned back to Norwich, which is something that they need because they need a little bit of an influx of cash, but they also need the player who's playing really well. So it could be a move that actually comes to Liverpool in the summer, which is something that we've seen Klopp do, isn't it? Tie up people in January for the summer. So I don't know whether it's believable because it is Squawker and they're not known for reporting great Liverpool news so far, but you know, we are clearly in the market for a young winger. I think that's evidenced by the fact that we've looked at a couple so far this season already, in Christian Pulisic and then Quincy Promes, who's a little bit older as well. So there you go, that's that one, I suppose. I mentioned at the top of the show that Emil Forsberg's that deal seems to have moved on slightly, and whether that's for Liverpool or whether it's for another club like a Juventus or something, we don't know. But his agent Hassan Setinkaya has spoke to Bild in Germany and said, I can't confirm any names, but after the great first half of the season, big clubs have reached out to me. RB are on a good way to become a big club which plays in the Champions League soon. In spite of that, I can't promise that Emil will stay in Leipzig this winter, which is quite interesting, isn't it? You know, the Swedish player is in fantastic form for RB Leipzig, who are second in the Bundesliga at the moment. Look through some of the comments on Paul's video where he asked the viewers, you guys, about him, and the main comment that sort of stuck out to me, apologies, I can't remember it, but you can go back and check this, is that one of the guys who was a viewer yesterday mentioned that he's a little bit in the mould of Adam Lallana, and to be perfectly honest with you, that's exactly what I want to hear. If you link me with any type of a footballer, it's one that's like Adam Lallana, because he's got the work rate, he's got the skill, he's got the tenacity, he's got the dynamism, and he's got an eye for a goal. So hopefully you are right, and hopefully if that's the case, if he's anything like Adam Lallana, hopefully Liverpool will be making a bid for him. Moving on then, Pedro Chirivella looks like he could be loaned out to Dutch club Go Ahead Eagles. Not very Dutch really, is it, to be perfectly honest with you? That's a funny name for a football club. What should we call it? Let's name it after a bar, a Go Ahead bar. Why not? And then let's name it after Crystal Palace. Go Ahead Eagles. Go Ahead Eagles. Well done with that name. Can't believe there was many people in the room agreed to that name, to be perfectly honest with you. I think it was one guy. It's definitely a dictatorship kind of a name, that, isn't it? You know, Go Ahead Eagles. Really? That's your club name? Come on, sort it out, like, do you know what I mean? But no, look, Pedro Chirivella, 19-year-old, he's played a lot for the under-23s this season. He's a player that Klopp apparently really likes. He's been playing well for the under-23s this season, but he's not got anywhere near the first team, and I think he made 4 appearances for us last season. So maybe we were expecting him to kick on. It sounds like that he needs a loan move to get a little bit of experience, because we know what the under-23s is like. It just doesn't seem to be good enough at developing players. And if he goes out and he goes on loan and he comes back a better player, then that's better for Liverpool Football Club, isn't it? And he's a player that I really like. You know, we've met him, we've interviewed him, I've watched him play. He's a good, tidy little footballer. The one thing is, you know, at 19 years old, he's still really slight. He needs to hopefully have a bit of a growth spurt and bulk up in his early 20s, because I think, honestly, right now, he's one of those players that get muscled off the ball in the Premier League, and you know, he's not going to be able to bulk up until he grows up, unfortunately, and hope he can do that at Go Ahead Eagles. So go ahead. Right, finally, move. This one's actually reported from the Liverpool Echo and James Pearce. Kev Stewart, apparently we've rejected 5 bids so far for him this summer. 2 from Premier League clubs, Swansea and West Brom, and then high flyers in the Championship, Brighton, Newcastle and Aston Villa as well. We obviously turned down, I think it was a £6 million bid in the summer for him. He's seen very much as a squad player for Liverpool. Now, I know he's not been anywhere near the side this season as much as he was towards the back end of last season, but he's a good footballer and I think we're going to need cover, and we still don't know what's happening with Lucas Leiva. It looks like that deal to Inter Milan is now off, but Kev Stewart looks to be highly rated at Liverpool by Jurgen Klopp, and he looks like a player that Liverpool want to keep. Apparently, again, according to James Pearce in the Echo, a player that's valued at between 10 and as high as £12 million for a guy that we got from a free from Tottenham 3 years ago. That would be a pretty good return, do you know what I mean? I think when you think, I thought 15 was really good for Ibe, and he can offer a lot more to a side. Attacking players always cost more, don't they? So £12 million, I tell you what, if we got a bid of £12 million from someone like a Swansea or a West Brom, I think I'd consider that, to be perfectly honest with you, because I trust that Klopp can go and find someone better for that type of money. But a player that I like and a player that I think will have a role to play in the future Liverpool Football Club, certainly this season, hopefully when we're shutting down games at 3 and 4-0. Anyway, that's the transfer news for today. As I said, do go over to the redmentv.com. It is just £2 a month. We do this in depth. If you want opinion on all the transfers and reviews of the little players and stuff, that's the show that we do it on. We do it every week. We've been doing it for 5 weeks now, and we will be doing it until the end of the January transfer window. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, please do. Drop a like just because you like the name. Go ahead, Eagles. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you tomorrow on another Daily News Show.